My name is J Mac Tucker. Alongside me is my fellow co-caster.
They call me Pretty Hair. How do you doing tonight, folks?
Tonight goes pretty well. How you doing today, Pretty Hair?
Feeling good, man. Ready to get it started.
I am as well ready to get this game going. We've got two great sets to play tonight here with AVGL. First up is going to be the Riders of Brohan versus PU Take a Bath. Love that name, by the way. Clever. Whoever thought of that one. So, with the American Video Game League here, we do offer prizes to all of our contestants. For every win that they get, every best of 3 win, not every individual win, they will get 1,000 gems divided amongst the team. And we also will be doing a Player of the Week every week, where that player will receive 800 gems as well. And we're going to have some great Smite today. 2 great sets. It's a pleasure to be commentating these sets and also be commentating alongside with you, Pretty Hair.
Yes, sir. I'm honored to be here. I'm ready to get this first game started here in just a little bit. We've sent out the call to arms on Twitter. Everyone, come stop by and enjoy this.
Yeah, everybody come from the Twitter, come watch. This is going to be some great Smite. We're going to have some fun stuff to give away for you guys as well. Overall, it's just going to be great. So let's go ahead and maybe start talking about a couple things that we might see in the set. Maybe some bans, maybe some picks. Now, Amaterasu was allowed to play during this week, even though she was banned and ranked during the week. It was only just a couple more days, and she got unbanned with a new release of Raijin. Fun god if you have not gotten a chance to play him. So I'm expecting Amaterasu pick or ban. If they're not picked up, they got to be banned.
Yeah, AVGO, we're bringing you the hotness just a little bit before all the other leagues. We're going to let you guys get at that Amaterasu action a little bit before everybody else. This is a pick for me that has been performing traditionally pretty well. Just reading the kit seemed very strong to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Definitely, especially her ultimate, bringing back our old favorite Guan Yu ultimate, but bringing back with
Yeah.
even more power than it was before. Honestly, I think it's a little too strong for what it is, but we'll leave that to the opinions of the players and how the match goes. Getting the 3-shot, being able to stack it on minions or on gods is a very powerful utility in that kit. It's definitely one of her shining aspects as opposed to her shield, giving her that passive damage mitigation. It just does a ton of
Yeah.
damage. You're able to almost full clear the wave at like level 3 or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Very strong wave clear coming out from Amaterasu. Very strong solo pick. Interesting to see how she's going to be played. I've seen her taken a number of ways. I've seen her taken auto attack direction, but I've also seen her taken cooldown, which is the way that I, excuse me, the way that I prefer to play her. I like to really abuse the one. The heal on the one, if you get the full CDR, is it's very, very substantial. Very good sustain in lane. And her abilities just do so much. They scale so well. That
Yeah,
it's almost like, why wouldn't you want to abuse full CDR in these beautiful base numbers?
her scaling is insane, and also building Shield of Regrowth is one of my favorite things to do on her.
Yeah,
Getting that extra movement speed. Basically, nobody will ever escape from you if you have that Shield of Regrowth going
yeah.
once you
That's actually
pop your
nuts. I've
first.
never thought about it. Yeah, that's one of those like items you just kind of forget about it, and then there's like
Yeah,
that one character that comes out that can just abuse it.
Yeah, really the only character who ever made any kind of use of it was Chalk, just because he was never able to hold down and catch his opponents.
Yeah,
But with the recent buff to it, it's made it a little bit more of a prominent pick, and it's a real fun one on Amaterasu. Always mess up on that name for some reason. Just because of that passive movement speed she gains, plus the shield of regrowth, it
yeah,
just makes her so fast. You can't catch her, and you can't get away from her.
yeah. Definitely one of the more exciting picks. I think everyone is on the edge of their seats, ready to see that.
Yeah, and speaking of gods in the solo lane, Raven, we need to see him banned if they do
Where
not
did
plan on paying him.
where did Ganondorf come from, man? Honestly,
Ganondorf has come from Hyrule. He has joined Smite, and he is ready to crush some skulls.
yeah,
He is out for revenge.
he was just chilling there in the bottom tier for so long, and then that's what I love about Smite. It's like it's always fresh. One little patch, item changes, etc., can just like throw the whole game on its
Oh
gods that
yeah, I
stunk are
mean
now
the
top
meta
tier.
switch
Gods that
is
were top
so
tier and fall
fast
off real
in
hard.
Smite. It
A new
just,
season,
like you
fresh season
said,
is
one
always
little
great to
item
see.
adjustment, one god change. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to come out of here on season 3 with all the new items that are out. Personally, one of my favorites is the stone cutting sword. I love
Oh
building
yeah,
that, especially on Arachne with her recent buff. It just
yeah.
makes Arachne that much better. So if we don't see Robin banned, expect him to be picked up. Another Soul Lane god that I've seen kind of fall away was Xing Chen after his recent nerf, removing the root and changing it for a slow, and then
Yeah,
and then all the
Hers,
cooldown adjustments.
that's my boy. Jing Chen was my boy season 2. I think this is more one of those things where, some things get changed around and a character like Jing Chen has fallen off, but not enough has been fundamentally changed in that kit for me to write him off as not viable anymore. I think he's gonna come back after everyone's kind of like been there, done that with the new items and like tried all the new gods out with those new items. I think we'll see him come back fairly quickly in this new season.
Yeah, I don't think he's completely out. I think he is definitely still a great pick, just not that first pick, first ban that we used to
Yeah,
see. Still very powerful with just the auto attack debuff on his Furious Roar, that ultimate with the beads nerf, or now purification nerf. His ultimate is just that much stronger, just a lot of CC built into this kit. So we're going to go ahead and head into game 1,
ready.
where the Riders of Brohan are actually going to have first pick and first ban. And kicking off into the game here, like I said, Riders and Brohan have first pick, first ban for this set. As we mentioned, Amaterasu, Robin, Xing Chen, all very viable solo laners, maybe some mid laners to pick up. Scylla's definitely coming back in with the Doom Orb and the Spirit Desolation, but Chiron is going to be the very
Yeah.
first ban for Riders of Brohan, no surprise.
Chiron, yeah, definitely one of those high priority bands. Robin likely to follow. Yep, there it is. The
There's the
Robin band
Robin.
coming out very quickly from PU Take a Bat. These are very top two. This is basically Jing Chen and Bologna from Worlds right now. That's kind of where
Yeah.
these two picks stand.
Oh, definitely. Chiron and Soul to follow up as well. Still very powerful, even with the nerfed her too. Um, Now, it seems that there may have been a miscommunication on the draft type, so it looks like all the 8 bands are going to come out at the beginning as opposed to normal. So
That's
Apollo
fine.
being banned out.
Apollo band, huh?
Apollo's an interesting one. The Khepri ban is no surprise from Edge. Khepri, one of the most annoying supports to fight in the game. Just when you thought you killed him, Khepri comes out of nowhere, throws that revive up on him.
Yeah, he's got a very good kit fundamentally. All of the utility that it brings to the table. We've seen Kepri nerf what 4 or 5 patches in a row, but he's still a top tier pick just basically on his ultimate alone. I mean, his 2 Rising Dawn is still a good ability no matter how you nerf it. Those numbers are still going to have an impact as we see Geb banned out to follow that up. Geb, another very strong support in this very heavy magey burst damage meta right now.
Yeah, no surprise seeing the Geb ban if they're not going to get that first pick around at it. They don't want to have that risk of getting rid of it, getting rid of that top. Getting rid of that top tier support is definitely good. That shield, no matter how many times they mess with it, is still one of the most powerful abilities in the game. And Janus banned out from Riders of Brohan, surprisingly, even though they have first pick. So it looks like they just don't want to give it away there.
Yeah, it looks like they might be setting up to get Athena here. Let's see if PU elects to ban out 3 supports. I always kind of like to see what the players can do with their god pool after all, like, kind of top 3 meta support picks have been picked. How we see everyone perform on that year. But no, it is going to be that Thor ban coming out. Jungler, what's a lot stronger in last season, has kind of fallen off this season as of late.
It looks like they're going to go for that first pick Athena and lock it in immediately. Great first pickup by them. With all of the other top supports gone, she's definitely a great one, especially for the purification nerf, just being able to pop those beats super easily.
Yeah, following that up, I would expect to see an Alquang here, at least in the jungle, taking up maybe a Fenrir, as we do see Isis locked in.
Isis, yeah, definitely a great mid lane. Has a lot of pressure early, especially if she goes into the purple pot.
Yeah, always very superior lane clear. Janus off the table, so
And speak the devil, here's the Fenrir you were mentioning earlier.
yeah, Fenrir, one of those very not flex picks in the term that he is going to be likely going into the jungle here, but in terms of builds, there are so many different ways you can take a Fenrir. As Riders of Brohan do pick up the Alquang in response to that. Alquang does well against Fenrir because he is able to blink out of the brutalized damage and kind of handle that in a way. If you're not able to get out of Fenrir's brutalized, it can It can be very deadly early game, especially.
Yeah, very great counter pickup, but also just very great pickup in general. With the recent buff to Ao Kwang, gives him a little bit of extra base stats that he received. Just makes him that much more powerful right now. So yeah, the counter pick on the Fenrir with the Ao Kwang being able to blink out of it, but also just being a strong pick, so it's really good. And Scylla being hovered over here and locked in for Riders of Brohan. Very powerful mid lane, but she's gonna have a really hard time against this Isis.
Yeah, she is going to have to be babysat a little bit here by this Ao Kwang to help her clear wave early, especially Scylla character that struggles earlier on to clear the wave, especially when you have world class clearer like Isis to respond to that.
Yeah,
But
I
Ao
imagine.
Kwang, not really a character that excels at clearing the lane himself.
And there's the Amaterasu we were talking about
Ha,
earlier
there it
coming
is.
in for PU Take a Bath. Solo laner, I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure that Fenrir is going straight to the jungle, so putting Amaterasu in the solo lane going to be very hard for them to contest. And waiting for the second pick now to come out of there. But as you were mentioning earlier, Scylla is really going to have to be babysat, especially against Isis. I'd imagine this is going to be the purple pot for Isis, just so she can really push Scylla under that tower for the first probably 5-6 levels.
Yeah, what they're going to be looking to do since the clear of the jungle mid combo from Riders of Brohan is a little bit weak. They're going to be looking to push them under the tower, soak up the gold, and then they're going to go look to take some of the XP off the back camps and thing. As we do see the Ymir locked in, this is Ymir's. He's just out of the winner circle, I would say, in the sport category.
Yeah, Ymir's not a weak support by any means, but compared to Athena, it's a little bit harder for him to force those beads out. He pretty much does the same thing Athena does. Artemis being hovered
But
right now.
but as Iraffer showed us, you can't beads a nice tasty wall.
No, you can't, especially if you are a nice and plump Zhonghui.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so
especially when it
Artemis being
lasts six
hovered here,
seconds.
I'm not completely opposed to it, but she has no way of getting away from that Fenrir if she gets ganked. So switched over to the Neath,
Yeah,
actually. A much
yeah.
better and a much safer pick against Fenrir and even Ymir being able to just backflip over that wall, no problem.
Yeah, unless you're really hot with those traps from downtown, I don't see you likely surviving too long against a
So
Fenrir.
needing a solo lane, I'm not sure about this Odin pick.
Yeah, especially with no pressure in the ban phase. Maybe they were looking to set something up here.
Maybe they're
I'm
looking,
This is
yeah.
not a team that excels at getting out of the Odin cage. Isis, Amaterasu, and Ymir, all characters that are going to be trapped with no way out of that. So maybe that's kind of what they're feeling right now. The ring would shut down. What little healing comes from Amaterasu. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. But also Odin, not a very strong late game character where the rest of this team looks like to be a very strong mid to late game. So maybe they're looking to use this Odin to try and get through the early stages of the game. That way he can try and get his Scylla to the late game where she literally just becomes a monster and destroys everybody in her way.
Yeah, they'll definitely have enough damage late game, especially with that Ao Kwang kind of going traditionally with that one shot build these days. Easily able to make a 5v5, a 4v5 very quickly if he's not being if that carries aren't being babysat by Ymir. The fight
Yeah,
can turn very quickly.
and the last pick that came through was the On Her. That's a very, very classic lane to go through. Pillar into the wall from Ymir just slows forever.
Yeah,
If you don't have any form of escape, you're not going to get away from those two. So they're looking for a very hard CC, hard kill lane with those two.
yeah, this is a very time tested combination, almost kind of like the Odin Zeus, I would say, of old.
Yeah, definitely for sure. That's just going to be a hard kill lane. I don't really see much coming out of those. Too much coming out of the Neath early. Might be able to get some early pressure. Athena's going to be able to kind of help her, but Neath already has a very strong wave clear, so maybe the On Her picked up to counter that strong wave clear.
Yeah, Honor does have strong wave clear alongside, definitely alongside that Ymir. One thing you can do though to counter Honor's wave clear, if you stand in the way of the impale, you can prevent the impale from actually hitting the archers because once it hits a god, it does dissipate and it won't go through any more minions. So maybe that's something they're going to be looking to do here to shut
Yeah,
that lane down.
yeah. So we're going to go ahead and take it to a short break while the players go ahead and hop into the game. So with these picks, the red team, PU Take a Bath, definitely a very strong early and mid game team, where the blue team is looking to go more late. So expect the Odin, maybe a few more rotations out of the Odin to come in, try and shut down this Isis if possible, because Scylla's really going to have to be babysat through this early game.
Yeah, they're definitely a team that gets much scarier late game. Hopefully, they're going to have the peel that Alquang off late game once he's just going to be prowling in the back lines looking to pick off one of these carries. Odin, he's going to be able to space these fights out really well. All they have is really Ymir, and we're not really used to seeing how Amaterasu is able to function as a real heavy frontliner as of late. But if Odin uses this ring effectively to kind of break up these team fights and capture Ymir and Amaterasu, effectively eliminating any peel that the carriers are going to be able to get, it's going to be easy pickings for Ao Kwang.
Yeah, yeah, getting out Kwong to that late game, having the Athena taunts, the root from Neath, the cripple and root from Scylla, just enough peel for this Ao Kwang is going to make him a very powerful monster in the late game. Especially even against no matter how tanky you build that Ymir, he's just going to shred through those protections. Ao Kwang almost as strong as Freya when it comes to shredding a tank.
Yeah, especially a lot of. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna throw you guys to a quick wait screen as we get everything synced up and ready to go on our end.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and hop into this game here with Riders of Brohan versus PU, Game 1, Upset 1. If you're just now tuning in, this is the American Video Game League's Collegiate Smite League for the spring season. First match of the season coming out here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and introduce both teams. Fighting out of the left side of your spectator UI, the blue team is going to be Riders of Brohan. Grim 3-2-1-2, bringing out that Scylla in the middle lane. Lumpy taking the Neath into the dual lane alongside Athena. Into the jungle, we're going to have Gray B72, who's going to be taking that Ao Kwang into the jungle. And finishing things off, we're going to have Captain Jabroni in the solo lane with that Odin.
Yeah, and on the red side, the Chaos team, right side of your spectator UI, top side of the minimap, it's going to be Lucas PhD on that Amaterasu in the solo lane. Going to be Fenrir coming out of the jungle, piloted by Michiwib. Vash the Stamped is going to be playing that Isis in the mid lane. And in the dual lane is going to be Edge 42 and Telemetar 1 on her Ymir, respectively.
All right, so a major talking point getting into these games in Season 3 is going to be the relic choices. We have 3 Purifications, a Sanctuary, and a Weakening Curse coming out from Riders of Brohan. Whereas on the side of PU Take a Bath, we have 2 Weakening Curses.
And
1 Teleport.
And 2 Purification. So Isis and On Her, even though On Her has the Purification beads, is definitely going to need it against Athena. And especially with Neath as well. Both of those having very high CC in that lane. The Purification is almost necessary. And as you were mentioning earlier, the Isis did just pop her Purple Pot. So that's going to be a very high abuse lane in the mid against Scylla.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why they went for 2 Weakening Curses on the side of PU Take a Bath. You know, there's not too much healing to speak of on the side of Riders of Brohan.
Yeah, one coming out of the jungle and one coming out of the duo lane. I guess maybe they're trying to evenly space them out across the map. But I think the sprint may have been a little bit better for one of them, or maybe another acted like a shell or something. Early is very powerful.
Yeah, as we do see the invade coming out here onto the blue buff here. Weakening Curse already used on Fenrir. A huge nuke coming out from Amaterasu. Going to be able to get, as Brutalize does come out, this is likely to be First Blood. Yes, this is going to be First Blood for PU Take a Bath. Purification, maybe Fat Finger there. There was really nothing to purify there. But, yep, that's going to be First Blood going over to PU Take a Bath.
Yeah. And just a very powerful early god as Fenrir with that Brutalize. There's really no way to peel him off with those two, especially since it looked like Odin went into his shield instead of his jump.
Yeah, Odin actually he did take his jump there. He did leap onto the blue buff trying to secure that, but it's very unwise to jump onto a Fenrir early game, as we see. Fenrir going to clean up those mid camps and then head back to middle lane. Isis sitting level 3 very comfortably, and it's a nice spirit ball and a nice Unchained from Fenrir is going to clean that up. Kill going to go to Isis on that one. That is exactly the start you want to see with your purple pot, as we do see Honor take an aggressive leap into the duo lane. Athena just going to be able to dash out of this one, though. That's by the end of that
Yeah,
skirmish there.
especially getting that first bullet onto Scylla. Putting Scylla as far behind as possible early is definitely the way that you want to go.
Yeah,
And
as if it wasn't bad enough for her.
yeah, and after that first blood, Odin is very far behind. He's only level 1. Looks like Amaterasu is actually probably gonna be hitting level 3 here. Yeah, just procs into level 3 already. And
Then we're going to take a
Odin
nice leap
2.
into the duo lane here. Neith is going to be able to backflip out of that one, and that's going to be the end of that aggression as well.
It looks like Neith actually took almost the full aggression of that Brutalize, maybe only canceling out 1 tick of it. So a little bit late on the backflip. Don't know if it was on cooldown or not, but takes a lot of damage, but she's just going to be able to heal it up with her Unravel.
Yeah, Pink's coming out here for the back camps, but Fenrir looking like he wants to maybe take another peek at the Scylla. The Sikkim is going to miss. They're just going to likely head over to these right side mid camps. A little bit of a slap fight continuing here in the solo lane. Neither taking a real great advantage. Amaterasu does have lane pressure though, as she does hit level 4 over the Odin.
Yeah, and Odin going into that Gungnir's Might is actually going to slow down his clear a little bit instead of getting the level 2 shield or level 2 leap that he probably wanted to go into.
Yeah, Captain Jabroni. Maybe showing he's not quite as practiced on his Odin.
Maybe not, especially not against Amaterasu. She's not one that's been played ranked at all. So if you haven't been playing a lot of casual games against her, it's very difficult to figure out what you want to do with it. Looks like he maybe just barely clipped the melees there, but Amaterasu just going to be able to dash out. Only took a little bit of damage for it.
Yep, we're going to see Athena and Neith head over to clean up their piggies before heading back to lane. It doesn't look like anyone's taken the fire imps yet, as I guess we can call them.
Fire imps, elementals. There hasn't really been an official name, but the fire imps is definitely a good way to call for it. I just love all the little nicknames that come out of all of the camps every time that it's done. You know, there's the backs, the mids, all the buff names, and then pigs came out. They were super tiny, and they just looked like Tusky. Fenrir coming over for a gank on this Odin. He pops his Sanctuary, just jumps right out of there, no problem.
Yep, that's going to be into that. Ymir jostling for a position here on a freeze. He's going to freeze Athena and immediately back up. Both junglers here struggling to find farm, as we are almost 4 minutes into the game here. Neither jungler hitting level 5 yet.
Yeah, it's a little interesting to see that neither jungler has hit it. Fenrir definitely having a very strong level 5, especially if he can build up his runes and get a stun off on that Unchained.
Yeah, we do see a kill picked up by Amaterasu over in the solo lane on that Odin, even spooling her lead even further out of control.
Yeah, and Amaterasu is not one that you want to fight from behind. Looks like an invade back on the blue buff, gonna take that out and give it away to Amaterasu.
Yeah, Odin's definitely struggling right now. As we see Desert Fury coming out, just barely not enough damage onto that Ao Kuang, as we see Scylla coming in to deter any further aggression on that, and they will be able to take these back Harpies for free. 4 minutes in here, PU Take a Bath has found himself a nice lead, as we see a nice 2-man taunt. Ymir likely to follow up with a good freeze here. He's looking for Neith right now, who is out of mana. Questionable ult there. All of his CC available to him. Strains. This is likely going to be a free kill. Neith, she has no mana to escape from this one. Yeah, that's going to go over to Edge 42 on that on her. Fenrir real deep right now. Isis caught out a little bit in the Odin ring, but the Dragon Call is going to miss from Ao Kuang. Followed up with the Graceless Strike is going to be able to be just enough peel from her. Good Spirit Ball coming out for the returns. I'm a monster looking for it. Just not going to be enough to pick up on her. Scylla is going to be able to find her way out of this one, but just a little bit too late. No. We're going to see Ragnarok Proctor picking up Athena, bringing her back into Ymir. Athena's out of mana here. This could be bad. Yep, the freeze is going to come out. 2 more auto attacks. Yep, Frostbite going to be able to pick that one up.
That's just going to be a dead Athena. Nothing that Athena could really do about that one there.
Yeah.
Just got caught out, no mana.
Yikes. 5 minutes in here, PU Take a Bath has now spooled up to 6-0 as we see the Amaterasu ult come out. Fenrir leaping in as well for the follow-up damage. Ooh, the Mirror Reflect is going to be enough to just blow up that Odin. He has not had a chance to pick up any tanky items yet. He is very, very behind at this moment in time.
Yeah, and Ao Kuang heading over, taking out the little pigs from there, trying to get himself to level 5.
Still not level 5. Oh,
just procs into level 5 with these pigs, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be enough to send Ao Kuang. I mean, if there was a kill, if there was a good ultimate to have from behind, it would be an execute. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah, especially ever since they buffed it up to being a flat 30% at all levels instead of the scaling one like Thanatos's.
Yep, Dragon Call going to come out here. Going to miss onto thing as Scylla does teleport in. But the mid camps have already been cleared up. The left one's likely to go for free as the Amaterasu comes to clean up her blue buff here.
Yeah, one thing I have been seeing out of this Ao Kuang is he's been throwing his dragons almost immediately on cast. I'm not sure if he's intentionally doing it each time instead of trying to use them for a little bit of auto attack damage. The slow is nice, but he hasn't really been using them with the auto attack. So as you can see, just throws them at the mid camp instead of auto attacking. I'm not quite sure how comfortable Grave is on this Ao Kuang. Silver Crush just missing those mid camps as well.
Yep. Grave showing us a little bit, maybe room for improvement on his Ao Kuang. If you do not know how this ability works, Dragon Call is the ability that basically stims your auto attack, giving them additional magical damage. And as your 3, as we do see, hold up, as we see Amaterasu ulting just barely enough to save herself. Neath ult is going to come out. It's likely not be enough if she is able to heal herself up with that. And yes, the heal was just barely enough to save her.
Yeah, just keeps her alive for that one. Great heads-up play by the Amaterasu, switching the stance there as she just gets out of the Odin cage.
Yeah, J-Mac, talk to us a little bit about the Dragon Call ability. Finish up my thought here for us. Why do you not want to just launch them all into one target at one time?
Well, the reason for that is because with the Dragon Call giving the extended magical power, it allows you to get even more power with the amount of dragons that you have. You get, I think, 6 dragons to throw out, and they just increase how much you're doing with your autos, which Ao Kuang, when he used to be played at the very beginning, was a very attack speed heavy god. He used to build the double ring build on him. Now he's gone into that more magic power. But those dragons just give him so much increased damage. And so just throwing them away, sure, you're getting that nice slow, but you're losing out on a lot of DPS by doing so.
Sure. As we see a big 4-man grouping here, likely looking for the Ao Kuang. They are going to split this red buff. PU doing a very good job here of abusing their lead, playing the lead well, absorbing all of the farm they can in the enemy jungle, and just getting out clean 4 in, 4 out. Going to be spoiling their lead up to about 4,000 gold here at the 8-minute mark.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a great job keeping the lead up, especially in the solo lane. Captain Jabroni on this Odin is just really not too... I don't think he's too comfortable in the Odin or not familiar with the matchup, but he's sitting at a 3-level differential compared to the Amaterasu.
Yeah, Athena rotating over there just to help him. Dual lane was fine, so the support had to rotate over and help her solo out a little bit. As we see, Ao Kuang likely to take this blue buff for the first time this game, I believe.
Yeah, finally getting that blue buff over to the Odin. That's going to help him out a little bit in lane. Odin, a very mana-hungry god, especially with his Bird Bomb combo. For those who don't know, the Bird Bomb, that's his Raven Shield, and then he immediately jumps into the creeps, deals additional damage. The shield initially just detonating, dealing how much damage the shield has left, but if it goes untouched, it's an extra 25% damage that goes on.
Yeah, as we see Ymir and Honor moving in here to clean up these pigs.
Great backflip
Honor leaping over the wall. Yeah, great backflip. Able to. One important thing you can always do in Smite is to have your audio turned up, at least your ability sound effects, and just kind of play off the audio cues. You know, Neith was not able to see on her there, but she heard the leap audio obviously start as he was coming over the wall and was just able to backflip out of the way there without even ever having to see him.
Great dash by the Amaterasu to avoid the Bird Bomb damage. It really wasn't probably going to do too much to her, but it's just good to keep as much health as you can in this lane, as Athena's really trying to help babysit this Odin. And she doesn't have Watcher's Gift, so it's actually stripping a little bit of experience away on her, dropping the Pillar in front of himself there.
Yeah, maybe feeling himself just trolling his teammates. Pillar, one of those great abilities in Smite that can block player movement.
Pillar, wall, Thor wall, all of those fun ones whenever, just trying to have a little bit of fun with your teammates there.
Interestingly enough, no wards on the minimap right now. We're almost 10 minutes in, and, PU, they need to be kind of warding up, looking for those opportunities to maybe take the first Gold Fury of the game. As we do see Ao Kuang blink in here, Neathal going to come out onto that, immediately frozen out, purified, and leaving the fight.
Athena comes crashing in, 2-man
backflipping in, crushing a 2-man taunt. It's going to be a nice follow. Is it going to be enough? Yes, the execute is going to come out onto that on her. A nice preemptive strike is going to slow that on her, making it nice and easy for Ao Kuang to land on him. Getting the Desert Fury, coming out into panic, but no, that is going to be a clean 2 kills for 0 on the side of Riders of Brohan.
Yeah, great play by Riders of Brohan there, shutting down the duo lane a little bit. Looks like they're going to make some aggression onto this Isis here as well.
Yeah, continued aggression coming out here. Ring of Spears is popped. Athena's going to dash in. Isis ult popped in response to kind of deter some of this movement. Scylla's just going to cruise right on through.
Point.
Nice.
Reset.
Oh, great. Amma Master's going to find the reset. Is it going to be enough damage? No, she's going to have to turn around, look for the Amaterasu. No, she goes for the tier 2 in the back. Does not find the Fenrir. Amaterasu able to pick up Neith. Likely to go down here to Scylla Crush. Yes, that is a clean double kill for Grim. Their sights have now been likely to turn to the Gold Fury. Going to look to pick up the first objective of this game.
Yeah. Great play there by Riders of Rohan, bringing themselves back into this game, especially if they can drop this Gold Fury here. It'll really close up the gold lead. They reset the
Oh
Gold Fury,
no.
actually. And
Yeah,
I don't think they have enough time to do this now. Honor and Fenrir are both on their way. I don't think they have enough time to clean this up. Yeah, Honor's
they are hard
already
committing
here.
to this one. P
And
take a bath has taken it. Honor got it with a basic attack. Oh no.
just
This
a
is
single-
not what you wanted. That was your window. If you are Riders of Brohan, as Honor finds that return kill, Fenrir's going to clean up Scylla. Everyone was so low. Nobody had mana. Disaster.
Yeah, that was as soon as they dropped the Gold Fury there, they should have backed off of it. I think what was going through their minds is we need this Gold Fury, we need to stick to it if we can. But Edge on the Honor just comes up, lands one nice clean basic attack in between all of them to hit the Gold Fury and just take it away.
Yeah, that looks to me like a breakdown of communication. They were not very clean on how they were leashing the Gold Fury, and it did end up getting aggro reset, causing it to, speed up its regeneration, which gave it just enough health to allow PU to take a bath and come in and steal it.
Yeah, I think it got a good 20% regen on there, which would have been more than enough. As we mentioned earlier, Grave maybe not as comfortable on
Brutalize,
this.
absolutely chunking.
Yeah, maybe not as comfortable on this Ao Kuang. Maybe just picking it because it's one of the top picks on there. Threw the dragons once again, just threw all the dragons at one minion where he could have just evenly spread it out and probably taken all of his minions no problem.
Yeah, he's going for a little bit of a weird skill priority on that Ao Kuang. Traditionally, not used to seeing people level up the decoy before the 2 and the 3 combined. Ao Kuang, one of those interesting characters, though, that you do not have to level your ult. You're able to kind of take all 3 of your basic abilities, as those will provide you more damage.
Yeah, the only thing that really changed with his ult is how much of the heal that he's going to be getting back from it. And I guess the initial base damage, if you don't execute, how much damage it does when they come back down. And Edge gets a kill over on, but a return kill from Grave. Throws Ymir in the air just to get rid of him. Maybe he could have saved that. Athena here gets the taunt on him.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did look like he maybe pulled the trigger a little early on that. Weakening Curse going to come out here. As we see Fenrir pick up a kill onto that Odin across the map. Is it going to be enough? No, the preemptive strike slow is going to come out. Ao Kuang needs to be careful. He needs to just... Oh, he does whip the 3, though. The taunt is going to be enough, though. Athena able to get that kill, though, unfortunately.
And it looks like they're not going to be
autos there.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to be able to get any follow. Nobody on that side of the map at the time. Instead, they rotated over to solo lane, pressured out the Odin, actually killed the Odin in that whole process, and took the tier 1 tower.
13 minutes in here. Your slash line is 6-12 in favor of PU taking a bath. They have found themselves about a 6K gold lead. This is a very significant lead. 10,000 XP in the lead as we see the grass pulled up there. Neith just cleaning up her back camps, looking to go back to lane. Fenrir doing a great job kind of shutting down the entire jungle of Riders of Brohan. They just have an absolutely colossal XP lead at 14 minutes here.
Yeah, this is one thing I love to see is they drafted this really early in mid-game comp, and they're really taking charge with it. Good Spirit Arrow onto the on her.
Yeah, Edge cut out here. Where's the taunt? Okay, yeah, we're going to see that followed up with the shield wall a little late.
Yeah, Purification popped a little bit too late there, and on her is going to fall to the knee.
A little bit of an awkward exchange here. As we see, most of the characters on PU Take a Bath have hit level 12. We see 3 Heavenly Agilities, as if 2 Weakening Curses wasn't enough. Now you boys have got 3 Heavenly Agilities.
Yeah, there really isn't a whole much slow factor that would really warrant needing 3 Heavenlies. I would have liked to have seen a Frenzy out of them, considering how many they already had, maybe a Shell as well. Ymir hasn't hit level 12 yet, so maybe he can pick up one of those 2 for his second Relic. As the first level 12 Relic comes out on the side of Brohan, it's going to be a sprint for them as well.
Yeah, a little bit of interesting choices in relics coming out here. They needed to kind of... Riders of Rohan are a team that's going to scale much better into the late game, so that's kind of something you want to take into mind. Ymir likely maybe to pick up a shell here. So there's going to be silenced out. Nice Purification, though, is going to be able to get her out of this one. Athena does ult in a little bit late, so is already out of this fight. Maybe just showing up here for some moral support.
It was a great jump over the Sikkim, too, to get the stun on the Unchained, forcing out those early purifications, and another kill over for the Amaterasu on that Odin. It looks like she might pick up another one here. No, she's going to, not to go into that tower, let the Ao Kuang go. Water Illusion.
Sitting comfortably 6 levels ahead of this Ao Kuang is Amaterasu as she looks to press the tier 2.
She has no fear of anybody on that team right now. She could probably just probably 5v1 the whole team at this point.
Yep, she has elected to go for the Frostbound Hammer, so not hard committed to either the auto attack or cooldown kind of thing, as we do see Fenrir pick up yet another kill. This Fenrir absolutely doing work for my man over here. 4-0, he is sitting very comfortably ahead of that enemy Alquang jungler.
The thing to note, no ultimates were expended by either team on that engagement, so that was just a free kill. With both of them still having their ult, looks like Fenrir might be looking to pressure the Scylla again with her purification down. This could easily be a kill. Amaterasu also over here near the mid camps. Looks like they're hovering over to the Gold Fury, and they've actually started it up here. Does Brohan even have a ward over here to see this? I can't tell if they have any vision. Looks like they've maybe spotted it out. Yeah, looks like they spotted it out and they're making a rotation, but Amaterasu just doing an insane job zoning.
Yeah, they're going to be walking into a slaughter if they come anywhere near this. They have taken the Gold Fury for free, all 5 members, as we do see Ragnarok is popped here. Going to pick up that Scylla. Nice Spirit Ball is going to land into Athena. Fenrir splitting up the fight nicely. Alquang trying to ult people out of his face. Lucas is going to be able to pick up the nice double kill. Odin Ring caging 3 of the 4 of the members of PU Take a Bath. Trying to let his team disengage. A nice Spirit Arrow coming out. Is going to get Isis low, but body blocks are going to be enough from that Ymir.
Odin elects to jump pretty close to in place, and it's actually going to cost him for that instead of going for the Isis. He could have traded out 1 for 1, but because he jumped in place, that left him with no escape, no mobility, so Ymir just drops down that ult to put out as much damage as he can, and the Brutalize just to finish off. On her takes that tier 1 tower, and looks like they may be looking to pressure this tier 2 pretty early at only 17 minutes.
Yeah, Lumpy sitting at level 13 on that Neath is going to be the most farmed on their team. They're going to have to be looking to him. As we see, a Defender of Olympus is going to come out. No real follow-up yet. Nice Pillar is going to be able to block out the majority of that preemptive slight. The taunt is off the mark as a result.
Yeah, the taunt being missed there is just going to mean a complete disengage. Alquang focused a little too much on the minions, so not a whole lot of commitment in that one. Those dragons, and they're going to clear out that red buff as a 4-man split. Looking at the builds, it looks like both mid laners did go into the Doom Orb, although Isis has hers fully stacked as compared to Scylla, who just passed out. And it looks like Fenrir got caught out on a tower here. Can't jump over the wall, and he's gonna fall. It's gonna be a nice little shutdown, a little bit of extra gold going towards that Neath now.
Yeah, Fenrir may be feeling himself a little bit too much, looking for that tier 1 tower. His purification, oddly enough, he did not use it. It is still up. Maybe he thought he could get out with his Bulwark Shield, but it was not enough. Nice Impale coming out from Honor. Is going to be rooted in return. Takes a really aggressive leap into leap. Pops the Purification, follows it up with the Desert Fury. 1, 2, 3 spears going to hit. Shield wall damage is huge, though. Neath can be able to clean that up with a basic attack. Alquang blinks in, takes a nice Spirit Ball from Isis. The ultimate is going to be popped to clean out the Athena. Alquang caught out here between a rock and a hard place and a Ymir wall. Wing Gust is going to come out. Scylla's looking for the Amma Monster. Is it going to be, if no, it's just off the mark. A nice Spirit Ball. He's going to wait, hold it out, gets the triple kill. As we see Scylla just lazy backing by the Gold Fury. What is she doing?
Looks like they're not actually going to go. They're going to elect to take these mid camps instead. That was a perfect execution of CC by the Ymir and the Isis. Even though the diminishing returns, even at this stage, just even an extra half a second on that stun is detrimental. Ymir coming in with the freeze, and right as they're about to be out of the stun, Isis drops in that Spirit Ball, followed up by the Wind Gust and the shards of ice the ice carpet coming out of Ymir. Perfect execution of CC. Scylla's ult not hitting. That would have been a big turnaround in that fight. She may have even been able to pick up a second one if possible.
Yeah, Scylla, one of those abilities that's able to turn around a team fight single-handedly. She does have her Doom Orb, was fully stacked up, but she is at 20 stacks right now. She does have the Obsidian Shard online, so they're going to have to look to that Scylla. They're going to have to look to Neath here to kind of carry these team fights going into the late game here.
Yeah, and I'd like to see this Alquang try and utilize his dragons a little more instead of just throwing them out. Use them for those auto attacks, especially now that he's got the Polynomicon out. It's really going to help out his burst damage. I don't know how I feel about the cooldown boots into the Polynomicon, though. Cooldown boots is taking away a lot of damage and a lot of pen that he's really going to need against 2 targets that already have the Bulwark. Odin Shield popped just to disengage a fight that was going on there, but I don't know.
Yeah, Honor going to find another kill. Going to find another kill onto the Alquang, taking a Neath ult in return, but he's going to be able to leave safely away from this one. Still looking for a Sikkim here on Amaterasu, just looking to disengage at this point. A nice follow-up backflip, but the Brutalize is going to be coming through doing massive damage. Ragnarok is going to be popped in response, likely to clean up Neath. Yeah, she is going to go down. Amaterasu 1v2ing very comfortably over here. Is going to take out Scylla, who does pop a nice Aegis, but that's going to be it as we see the surrender vote come out from Riders of Brohan.
Yeah, that stun lasting a little bit too long on Matarasu ult, so the Aegis wasn't able to save her and just gets hit with one nice little auto attack to finish her off. The Matarasu ult, as we mentioned earlier in the stream, very powerful, getting those 3 shots. The way that it works is that the first shot goes through, hits anything, minion, jungle creep, god, whatever it be. If it hits it, it'll add 20% extra power to the next one, and I think it's a slow. And then coming into if you hit somebody with that part, then it gives an additional 40% base scaling, and adds in a stun at the end of it. And you don't even have to hit the same person or the same thing twice. You can hit any 3 things, and the third shot will stun.
Yeah, great breakdown of that ability, as it is a little bit unclear in the tooltip. PU take a bath in complete control of this game. They have a huge lead, absolutely massive at 21 minutes in here. Totally dominating on the XP charts as well. They're just going to look to group up as 5 at this point. Kind of take whatever they want off the map.
Yeah, Amaterasu sitting at a 7-level lead against her opponent, Odin. It's not looking very strong for Rise of Rohan. Their early game, Odin hasn't made it out of the early game for him. He's still kind of in that early mid phase right now at only level 13. Alquang sitting at level 12, 4 levels behind his opponent. Scylla 5 levels behind hers. Really, Neith is the only one who's even relatively close to her matchup against Edge on her only 1 level differential. It's just too far of an experience lead right now. I don't really see Brohan being able to make it back into this fight. They're going to have to win 2, maybe 3 team fights if they want to have a chance in this one.
Yeah, they're just looking really disjointed right now, as we see Odin leap into this one.
Immediately chunked out. There's no reason for that to go. Scylla's just going to dip out as quick as possible. Athena dashing out. Looks like they might try and aggress this tier 2 tower, as on her just life steals away in the mid lane. Gets hit by the Neith ult and the Alquang ult to execute him, takes him out of this fight.
All right. Nice little play there coming out from Grave to pick off the AD carry. Looking like they might have to fall back into the nice 2-man taunt is going to come out of this. Amaterasu is going to pop her ult in the backline. Ymir ulting comfortably as way. She does find the stun onto 3 characters. She's still in pursuit of the Neith. Wingust going to be maybe just enough. Scylla's going to pop Amamasu to try and just Mario Kart away from this one. Pops it. Does miss the Fender, who leaps. Finds a nice kill onto her. Following up with a Brutalize and a Ragnarok. Is going to be able to grab Athena, take her out of this Phoenix, and he is just going to look to clean her up with a nice Unchained. Nice double kill.
Neith backflips out, just heads to the fountain. This team could easily be looking to pressure the Phoenix, maybe head over to the Gold Fury, trying to extend their lead even more. A 13,000 gold differential between the teams right now on top. And the Odin Cage tried to lock one in, just missed just off the mark on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a questionable ult to me. I don't know what the comm calls were, but there was no follow up to that. You know, Alquang was sitting half health, little mana in the lane, no ultimate. What was the follow up there?
I think he was just trying to hold back the Ymir, maybe stop them a little bit from trying to get this Gold Fury, but if he's just going to take this Neith. Oh, Neith actually steals it with a Spirit Arrow.
Yeah, but she's gonna fall. That's worth.
For it, but yeah, that's going to be at least 1,300 gold going towards Brohan for that one. Only Neith, not too much of a priority target for kill wise, sitting at 4 and 7 on the slash lines right now. So not going to get a whole lot of gold off of that one. So a very nice swing, trading her life for that Gold Fury.
Yeah, PU have turned their sights to this Fire Giant, it looks like, or maybe they're just warding up, clearing up the imps. Yeah, they are jostling for position. All 5 members are going to arrive here, and this is likely to go down almost for free.
Yeah, Alquang the only person really on this side of the map to try and do anything, and he just can't right now. Alquang is sitting too far behind. Even with an execute, as you saw, it took 2 ultimates to be able to get that execute going for him. So looks like Odin going over to the red buff, try and clear that out, give that to his Scylla. Scylla's actually elected to sell her Doom Orb and has gone into Rada Tahuti. Seeing that she's not getting a lot of stacks, it just gets rid of the item entirely. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I think even if the Doom Orb is only sitting at maybe 10, 15 stacks or something like that, you're still getting a lot of power. It's 40 base plus 4 per level. So, I mean, or no, 4 per level? No, not 4 per stack, 2 per stack, I believe it is. 2 damage,
yeah,
2 power per stack. So even still having maybe anywhere between 10 and 20, you're still going to be getting 20 to 40 power off of that. Still a fairly cost-efficient item if you can even keep half the stacks on there. So I'm not quite sure why she decided to sell it. And on the other side, Isis has finished up her Sphere of Desolation. It's going to make her extremely powerful in a team fight if she can get that last hit on there, get a kill.
Yeah, on her, Amaterasu Scylla Ashley dashing into the Fire Giant pit, takes a huge Spirit Ball to the face, is going to be easily cleaned up by Wingus. I'm not really so sure I'm on board with that. As Odin does find a nice cage onto 2, but he's still so squishy. He's just going to have to turn tail and run as On Her leaps on top of him. Likely to find this kill. Yes,
Yeah,
he's going to be
takes him
cleaned
out
up.
with the impale.
PU Takabath, I don't know what they're waiting for. They need to take this Fire Giant. Yeah, we do see them started up finally as they look to close this game out here in under 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, Ice is still having her ult up. Going to be able to just drop it on there, help secure that Fire Giant, no problem.
Neath coming in for the steal, but it is going to be zoned out by that On Her, looking to get probably likely to 1v1 her here easily. Brutalize is going to clean up that kill for free.
Fire Imps actually blocked a few of the auto attacks from underneath that. That's why you always want to make sure and try and clear it before you actually do the Fire Giant. Just because you don't want an ability that doesn't pierce or an auto attack blocking where it could have been attacking the Fire Giant. You want to try and clear that as quick as possible.
Yep, PU taking the first and likely to be last Fire Giant of this game as they do clear the final tier 2. Off the side of Radha Zabrohan, looking to break the base here at 26 minutes.
Odin popping his shield, but realizing he's not going to be able to do anything, just popping it for the extra health. Fenrir jumps in, gets 2 on the Unchained, immediately gets rooted by Scylla Sikkim, goes in there, gets the kill. Scylla, is she going to be able to get anything? No, just going to immediately be jumped on by the Unchained. That's going to finish that off. Unchained having a half cooldown reset if you land on a target there. Great execution of abilities by the Fenrir there, being able to take out 2 members.
Yeah, he's sitting full CDR too, so he's comfortably 11-1, just jumping on everybody right here. They are going to look to clean up all 3 Phoenixes likely before they go ahead and clean the Titan up. Removing objectives off the map like towers and Phoenixes does reduce the health and protections of the enemy Titan, making it easier to bring down, especially when there are... These respawn timers are still so low on the side of Radha Zabrohan because no one's hit level 20 yet.
Yeah, with all these respawn timers being so low, Odin's already back up. He
Odin
jumps
leaping
in,
back
and
in.
he's just immediately going to be
I
evaporated.
feel like I've seen this one before. I've seen this movie before.
It's not a fun movie to watch. Ragnarok comes out. It's actually going to grab, looks like the Neath before she can go in. Fenrir are going to clean it up.
Unchained going to take that one. Alquang going to be cleaned up on that side as well. All 5 members still standing for PU Take a Bath. All 5 members still have the Fire Giant buff. Ice is just pinning Scylla into the well as her team cleans up the Titan in the back.
Her Wind Gust actually doing more damage than what the Fountain is healing. Just making sure to keep them pinned in there. And PU Take a Bath takes game 1 over Riders of Brohan at 27 minutes, 43 seconds, 10 to 37.
Very, very clean victory. Yeah, we were talking about earlier, Riders of Brohan had a more late game kind of scary comp, but they never got there. You know, they were just shut down so cleanly by PU Take a Bath.
Yeah, they just got stuck in that early and mid game. As you can see, Neath the only one breaking level 15 there. So there was really just nothing that they could do. They were just getting shut down as quickly as possible. Isis getting that first kill, or getting not the first blood, but getting a kill onto Scylla early, really put her behind and made that purple pot worth it. So very great execution by PE Take a Bath. And we're going to be doing a giveaway for all of you viewers out there. Remember, you must be following the channel in order to win the prize for this. We're going to be giving away 800 gems. So what you do is type in the word College Smite, COLLEGE SMITE. Type that in the chat for a chance to win 800 gems.
And make sure you are following the channel. Only people
sure
following the channel are eligible to win this giveaway.
Yeah, make sure you're following the channel. So going in, talking before we get into the second game, which will be happening just shortly after this, what do you think that they need to do to get back into this game?
They need to maybe pick characters they're a little bit more comfortable on. Look to definitely not give up first blood, not leap into a Fenrir early game. Just kind of take it slow. You know, if they're going to invade and you don't feel comfortable counter-aggressing it, just give it up. Just give it up. Just go to lane. Don't give them first blood. You know, stay in the game.
Yeah, that invade coming out, Odin had no reason to try and jump back in to secure that blue buff. Just let it go. So you're without a blue buff for the first round. It's back up in 3 minutes. Don't worry about it. Just be careful in lane. You don't want to give up that first blood like he did. And then the follow-up kill that came out of the Fenrir and the Isis was just icing on the cake for them, getting those 2 really fast and early kills. So Brohan definitely got to pick more comfortable gods. I feel that the Alquang was definitely not a comfort pick, and the Odin was not either. So I think from the jungle and the solo, they definitely need to pick gods that they have a little bit more practice on, gods that they can just do a little bit more with.
Yeah, it's kind of a trap that I feel most players will fall into. They'll kind of see what the pros are picking, what everything in ranked is picking. It doesn't matter, how good Robin is. If you've never played Robin and you're sitting, you got rank 10, 20k kills on Osiris or Hercules, play Osiris or Hercules. Play
Yeah.
what you're good at. Don't play what you think you have to pick. Play what you know.
Yeah, and just picking Odin into Amaterasu was also not a very great one. Odin doesn't really have a lot of matchups that he wins, and Amaterasu certainly is not one. Amaterasu kind of just dominates the early game. As you were saying with the Raven, yeah, if you've never played a god before and you're just saying, oh well, this is a top pick, we need to grab it, but you have no experience on it, you're just throwing yourself out there, especially if you don't know how their kit works, if you're not familiar with how to execute their abilities.
Yeah, it really has to come together, especially we saw kind of a lot of breakdowns of communications on the side of Riders of Brohan where there were good scenarios for them to go in. It was like an okay fight for them to take, but then it was like we had one person backing while the rest of them were popping ults and getting ready to go in, and it was just kind of awkward.
Yeah, and then the one Odin cage trying to reinitiate while the rest of the team was backing missed the cage onto the Amir, I believe it was. So just a lot of miscommunication on Riders of Brohan. I think this game they really need to break down their communication and really grab some more of their comfort picks. You don't always have to go for the top tier picks like Isis or an Ao Kwang. If you're more comfortable on, say, Nox or something like that, play Nox. If you're more comfortable on Agni, play Agni. For solo lane, the god pool or like the god list is your god pool for solo lane. You don't just have to pick this god because they picked this one.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Yeah, I feel that Lumpy on that Neath was definitely the most comfortable, and Native at War on Athena. They were definitely very comfortable in their lane. They had a lot of early aggression from that Fenrir that kind of stopped them, but Lumpy definitely looking like the most comfortable on the team with the pick that he went and just in that role entirely.
Yeah, who isn't comfortable with Neath though? I mean, she is the tutorial god after all. Hopefully, you know how to play Neath if you're ADC.
All right, and